Hi, the topic of this video is never get too comfortable, and I'm going to speak a little bit about some things that are challenges for me, were challenges for me, and are likely going to be a challenge for the rest of my life. But the point of this video, and again, we're going to get to this at the end, but I'm going to tell you right now, because we're going to talk about some pretty deep and difficult things, is that the things that we struggle with, the things that are the hardest for us, are what make us the strongest. They become our zechut, and zechut means merit. So the things that we struggle with most, eventually they become they become our badges of honor, because really what we have to work for is who we really are. So I'm going to talk a bit about women and the relationship that women have with each other, the power, the potential, and also the risks that having a beautiful woman-to-woman movement like Wrapunzel can bring. And this is for myself that I'm making this video. This is for you. This is for everyone. I'm very curious to see what I think of this video in a couple of years, but I think it's very timely because we're obviously part of something very, very big right now. There's some kind of energy in the world. There's something vibrating, and we are a part of this. That's huge, and it's so much bigger than us. And if we play this right, if we really make sure that our hearts and minds and souls are in the right place, this is going to be excellent. But the potential for it to go to a negative place is just as big as the potential for it to go to a positive place. And we really have to be aware of this constantly. So this is a bit of a video that just, things that we need to keep in our mind to watch for, because we're part of such an amazing movement and revolution. There are certain mitzvot that we have, and the three that I'm going to discuss today are the mitzvah we have of not being jealous of each other, not being competitive, and also the laws of lashon hara. And these are pretty heavy mitzvot. One thing that's very important to realize is that there's a reason why we have these laws. And let's say we have a law against lashon hara, of speaking badly. Why do we have this law? The law is because the power of speech is so incredible and so big that of course we're going to have a temptation. And I have this temptation, you have this temptation, everyone has this temptation. If someone pretends that they don't have this temptation, then you have a problem. So first of all, let's just all admit that we're all human. And the reason for these laws and the reason for these mitzvot is because we are supposed to make ourselves into the ultimate self. And we are supposed to really work on ourselves and work on these temptations that we have. So I had an interview recently with Penina Taylor, and we talked a bit about how when women stop competing with each other, when we, instead of seeing that when someone thinks that, oh, I can't be great unless someone else is not great, and instead realize that, oh my gosh, I can only be great if I'm lifting someone else up. My greatness is only as great as the women that surround me are. And that's really, really true. When we realize that, we are unstoppable. We can do anything that we put our minds to. This is all true. We know this. I've talked about this so much, and this is there's so many inspirational videos that I've made talking about this. But we have to really keep that in mind, that even though we might believe this and we might say this, that we are still human. And there's still going to be, when we let ourselves slip and we think that we are okay and we don't need to work on this anymore, that's when the Yetzer Hara, that's when our evil inclination steps in. So we are going to have the inclination and sometimes the desire to compete with each other. And this has become apparent sometimes on the fan group. I've heard, when someone will see a beautiful tichel someone wearing and think of themselves like, oh, I have to one-up that, or oh, I could never do that, or oh, she's better than me, or oh, I'm better than her, anything like that. This is going to happen, and we really have to be very, very careful. Again, not to beat ourselves up, because we all have these feelings, we're all human, but to really, really be careful to continuously work on ourselves. And that, I think, is the real point of this video, is that we have to continuously work on these things. Let's say I'm a person, and this is something I have had to work very hard on, I'm a person that when I'm in the right state of mind, I can see the Kedusha and holiness in every single person and thing that I meet. Everything I come across, I can really, really see the holiness in it when I'm in the right state of mind. Does this mean I'm in the right state of mind all the time? Nuh-uh. I definitely am not, and this is something that I have to work on. I know my potential for being in the right state of mind, but it still means that I have to work on this constantly. Never should I think that, oh, well, since I was really positive and assuming the best of everyone today, that I'm going to do that tomorrow. I have to work on that every single day. And same thing that we as women, and let's just really admit this and be real about this, because this is what secular society teaches us. Our society teaches us that in order for me to be beautiful, I have to be more beautiful than someone else. And that's really not true. It is so, so untrue. The most beautiful person is the person that sees the beauty in others. It's really true. And you can see that when someone, sees the beauty in someone else, then she is beautiful, and vice versa. But this is not what society teaches us. Society really teaches us that in order for me to succeed, I have to be better than someone else. So we have to fight that. And it is a fight. We have to say no. We have to really put our foot down and say, like, no, I am not going to be part of this, and I'm not going to believe it. And at the times when it does become an inclination, that we really keep in check with ourselves. We forgive ourselves, but for feeling this way once in a while, because we're all human. But we just understand that this is something that has to be a continuous work in process. And because we have so much potential as a Wrapunzel community, so much potential for Kedusha, so much potential to literally revolutionize the world, we have to really keep ourselves in check, because the potential for this to get ugly is just as big as the potential for this to be beautiful. So let's really just keep that in mind always. I'm going to speak a little bit about Lashon Hara, because for some reason I think since my birthday, and since this is a time of darkness, but it's also the time that we're leading up to Tu B'Av, which is like the greatest day of love when we reconnect with our Creator. So we need to recommit. We need to say I do, and really commit to loving each other and treating each other right. So this is the biggest reason why I'm making this video. In Jewish thought, and what we're taught as observant Jews, is that we can't speak Lashon Hara. We don't speak Lashon Hara. This is evil speak. This is when the words that come out of my mouth are destroying others. And the words that come out of my mouth, they have the ability to build up or destroy. And we have to understand that. The words that we say are so, so important. The world was created. Hashem, our infinite creator, created the world through words. So this is told to us, because obviously he didn't speak in the way I do. But we are told this because we need to understand that we can build worlds and destroy worlds with our words. And before, until we had the internet, oh my goodness, my brain. I'm sorry, it's very, very cloudy outside and I have a really bad migraine, but I really feel like this video is very important to make. Before the internet, we would often think I would think oh, you know what, if I'm just in a room alone with a friend and I say something, let's say not so nice about someone else, it's between us, it's not going to go anywhere, it's not permanent, right? The internet has taught us something very important about our words and how they can build and destroy, which is that everything that you write, whether or not it's in a private message or email, or whether it's publicly or in a secret group or in a public group, everything that you say is there forever, regardless of whether you delete it or not. Everything that you write can be put in a screenshot. Everything that you say or write is really yours forever. It will be tied to your name forever. And the things that you say about another person can destroy them. And this is so important for us to remember, and this is really, I'm talking to myself as well. Even the things that we say that might be interpreted wrong. If I say something completely parv, if I say she's a nice person, someone can, interpret that actually negatively, depending on the tone of voice that they give me. So really, our words are so, so important, and I really want us to think of that. This is very, very important. The things that we say about each other can literally destroy another person, another soul. And we don't want to do that. I think often when we're on our computers or on our phones on our own, we feel kind of not necessarily isolated, but we don't really understand the impact of our words and actions. So let's just say the things that you do on your own are very important, but the things that you do online are so much more impactful. And those things are there forever. The things that you write, even if you think it's private, can get to someone, and it does get to someone, and these things destroy us. I've heard stories, ladies, that would just break your heart. Things that have been said about someone behind her back. It's so hurtful. It's so hurtful. And, you know, we think it doesn't hurt people, it doesn't get back to them. It does. It really, really hurts them. And I can only do so much to say to someone, hey, don't believe what they're saying. It really sinks in. So I really want us to think about this and really, really commit to loving each other and really practicing, especially as a Rapunzel community. Let's practice what we preach all the time. Really, we're part of something so beautiful, and we really, really need to exude that beauty. We really need to be that movement, the movement that we're so proud of and that we all love. So that's really what I have to say about Lashon Hara. I know this is a very heavy video. I generally like to make very positive videos and very exciting videos. And the thing is, this is a very, very liberating video insofar that you realize that, oh my gosh, my words matter. The things that I say and that I do matter. I have the ability with my words to build someone up. I can save a life with my words. If someone is, God forbid, feeling extremely negative and I tell them something positive, I can banish that negativity with those positive words. That is so amazing. I am amazed. It is incredible. So let's really, instead of feeling like, oh, because of the laws of Lashon Hara, I can't say anything, we should feel instead, oh my goodness, I can say so much, and I should say so much and do so much. If you hold yourself back from that moment of speaking Lashon Hara or thinking those jealous thoughts or thinking about something competitively, and really rein yourself in and instead turn that negativity into a positive thought, that is who you are. Those things, those moments that you really, really rein yourself in, that is your zechut. That is your merit. That is who you are, and that will go down. Really, the ripple effect is huge. That little one thing that you do is going to affect the whole world and the whole atmosphere around you. So really, ladies, let's do this. Let's really practice what we preach. The idea of Wrapunzel is to make each other happy. To really, really say, I choose happiness and I want happiness for every single woman, every single human being, but again, because I'm a woman and this is a women's movement, this is for women, but every single woman that I meet deserves that infinite, soul-moving, full-body happiness. And every woman deserves to be as beautiful and as successful and as joyous as you are and as I am. So let's really do it. I love you all. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. As I said, no, I didn't say this, but this is something I want to say. Many people have written to me actually asking about what are the laws of Lashon Hara. I'm no expert, but Naomi Rose actually knows a lot more about this than I do. So I'm very interested to hear your questions. We would love to talk more about this and make some more videos about it, because really I want to liberate everyone through speech. I don't want you to feel like you can't say anything. I want you to feel instead that we can make the world grow and build people up and build each other up with positivity. I want, with my positive words and your positive words, I want us to be able to see ourselves clearly. Because when I say you're beautiful, maybe I can help you understand that you have an infinite spark within you and understand the beauty of that. So when I say you're beautiful, I mean it. I really, really mean it. Okay? So let's do this. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. All the best. Bye-bye.